君はね、確かにあの時私のそばにいた。いつだっていつだっていつだってすぐ横で笑っていた。なくしても取り戻す君を I will never leave you.
If you want a battle, then I'll take it to the street where there's no rules. Take off the gloves, rip please to down. Gotta prove my skills, so get down. My lyrical depths, your roll battle smack down now. Gotta shoot to kill and shoot to skill. Don't you be afraid, man's gotta do how it feels. 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, 10. I flip the script to make it to the top 10. Go. First to my better shit, thoughts provoke the new era. Become a bit terror, but my only rival is my shadow. We run the play back and fix my own error. Getting low to the ground, it's getting better like I told you before. Double up a dead road cheddar. L to the J, say stay laced. Here's my car, me, royal flush, and I'm the ace.
When an RPG has a soft instrumental piano theme on its title screen, you know it's going to be awesome. Hello everyone, Big Clingy here, and welcome to Persona 3 FES, one of my favourite RPGs of all time, and I am really excited to show this to you. However, I'm actually going to have to very quickly cut things to explain a few things. Persona is a game series that's a little hard to explain, but the best way I can think to put it is, it's one half social simulator and one half dungeon crawling RPG. It's a spin-off of Atlus's Shin Megami Tensei series of RPGs, but it's a spin-off that basically has evolved its own identity by this point, and by now it's practically its own series. If you're concerned about the 3 though in the title, don't worry. Every numbered Persona game tells a pretty self-contained story. There are a few vague allusions to earlier Persona games, but that's usually as far as the plot links go. You don't need to play any of the other Persona games to understand this one. In fact, you can pretty much jump into any Persona game you want to start off with, because for the most part they're all self-contained, like I said. Though Persona 2 itself is actually 2 games. But that's neither here nor there. But you might notice that on the menu we have 2 options here, the journey and the answer. The journey is the main storyline, and in fact it was the only option in the original version of Persona 3. This, as you might be able to tell by that big red F in the FES text there, this is an updated re-release of this game. FES added the answer. Think of it almost on the same level as the Delta episode in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, a new storyline that takes place after the main storyline is concluded. However, you have the option to do the answer right from the start, but if you haven't played this game before, do not select the answer. The very premise of the answer spoils the ending of the journey, so don't say I didn't warn you. If you want to play this game yourself, you have a few options. The original game is available on PS2, if you can get a copy on eBay or something. It is also on PlayStation 3 as a PlayStation Network title, though I have heard the PSN version is a little bit glitchy. Also, if you live in Australia, you're out of luck, because I'm pretty sure the PSN version was never released here. So if anyone asks, I'm actually playing a PS2 copy on my old, pretty much on its last legs PS2, but it's still working. Now, there is a PSP version of this game called Persona 3 Portable, but it's actually a very different game to this version. For one, it was released after Persona 4, so it brought over a lot of the gameplay improvements of that game. It also takes out a lot of the free-roaming exploration and makes the game into more of a visual novel-style interface, So like I said, it's actually quite a different game, and most of what you see in these videos will not apply to that version. That's basically all I wanted to say, so let's get right into it. Okay, now that we've got through that, let's select the journey here, and let's go and start a new game, once it'll let me. Now, this here says you may begin the story of Persona 3 from here with new features. Now, why is the game saying this? Well, this is actually an updated re-release version of this game called Persona 3 FES. It has a lot of additions and expansions compared to the vanilla version of Persona 3. Kind of think, you know, Pokemon Platinum to Diamond and Pearl. However, these new features aren't really all that relevant these days, since I highly doubt anybody is going to play vanilla Persona 3 now. If you're going to be getting a copy of this game nowadays, it's almost certainly going to be FES, so really, most of the original Persona 3 is irrelevant by this point. But I will be taking some time to talk about the elements that were different in the original. Now, I never actually played the original Persona 3, because I got into this game only in 2012, I started with FES. So, and I think most people who get into this game now start with FES. But anyway, so several new personas have been added, as well as a new social link that was not in the original version of Persona 3. Don't worry, I will be covering that, but I will give you forewarning, it doesn't start until extremely late in the game. Interaction with other Persona users as well as the social links has been enriched. What this means is that maxing all social links is no longer absolutely ridiculously impossibly hard. It's still impossibly hard, but not absolutely ridiculously impossibly hard like it was in vanilla Persona 3. Oh, by the way, as if Atlas games weren't sadistic enough, they also added a hard difficulty mode for when you really want the developers to get off on your tears. Also, there's Weapon Fusion, which is a new mechanic that I'll be discussing once we actually get to it. It doesn't unlock until a little bit into the game. And there are new side quests. There are also other enhancements. We'll get to these when we get to them, but discussing them would be huge spoilers at this point. So yes, let's continue. Now, we also get another prompt due to this being FES. So, if you have save data from Persona 3, the vanilla version, you can effectively do a New Game Plus with that data into FES. Now, once again, this isn't really relevant nowadays, because, well, you know, nobody's gonna play vanilla Persona 3 these days. So, yeah, but basically, it works the same way as a New Game Plus does within this game itself. However, I don't have any data, so I'm gonna say no. Of course I am, because, let's face it, who is going to ever use this transfer data option anymore? Seriously, don't play vanilla Persona 3. Just don't. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. Now we have the difficulty level selection. We have normal, easy, or hard. Now, I should point out that, like I've mentioned before, this is an Atlas RPG. Atlas games are known for being incredibly hard, and this game is no exception. While this game is easy if you compare it to other Shin Megami Tensei games, really that's like saying that Fire Emblem Sacred Stone is easy when compared to Thrakia 776. It's still pretty hard by the standards of an average game, so if you just play normal RPGs and don't play Atlas ones that often, I highly recommend that you choose normal or even easy. Trust me, there is no shame on playing this game on easy mode, believe me. And if you're playing hard, you'd better sure as hell know what you're getting yourself into. Don't say I didn't warn you. In fact, if you're going for a max social link run, I would not recommend playing on hard at all. Hard makes it virtually impossible to max all your social links due to the compendium having its prices hiked up ridiculously. You'll know what that means eventually, but for now, just realize that max social links you want to play on normal or easy. In fact, if you're mostly concerned about doing a max social link run or just experiencing the story, I would actually recommend easy. However, I'm going to go for normal because that was the difficulty that I first played when I started this game. And yes, normal is intended for experienced gamers. Yeah, and the battles are going to require a great deal of strategy. And the difficulty cannot be changed once we begin. Now, if I want a description of what easy is, less experienced. Battles will be less challenging, and you have an item that can basically auto-revive you after your character goes down up to 10 times. Now, the PSP version has another difficulty mode that's even lower than easy, that allows you to continue even more times. Plus, it also added Maniac mode, which, yeah, as if hard mode needed to be even harder, but they did it because they're sadistic. So, hard mode, battles are more challenging, and I believe you can't actually do a New Game Plus on hard mode. Although, that might have actually only been Maniac mode in the PSP version. Anyway, we're going to start on normal. So, let's enter the world of Persona 3. And we get kind of a strange message here. Time never waits. It delivers all equally to the same end. You who wish to safeguard the future, however limited it may be, you will be given 1 year. Go forth without falter, with your heart as your guide. That sign, I believe, says, "This is delicious."
Are you serious? You didn't know? You're an idiot.
Those toys certainly look creepy.
Attention passengers. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience caused by the delay. The next stop is Iwood.
You got to let it move first, let it out.
Iwood Todai.
Stand depressed, let's get it up. Then what you gonna do is
Iwood Todai. Iwood Todai. This is the final train bound for Tatsumi Port Island. Please make sure you board in time for departure.
Whoever that is doesn't really seem concerned about the outside world. Doesn't seem to be very concerned about that either. Which is, well, you think you would be concerned about something like this happening. But, once again, he just doesn't seem to care. Yeah, never mind that giant puddle of what looks like blood. At least this place looks pretty normal.
You're late. I've been waiting a long time for you.
Oh, spoke too soon.
Now if you want to proceed, please sign your name there. It's a contract. Don't worry. All it says is that you'll accept full responsibility for your actions. You know, the usual stuff.
And so we have our name entry. Signing a mysterious contract that says we'll take responsibility for actions given to us by a mysterious creepy boy who appeared out of nowhere. Totally not suspicious at all. Anyway, now we have to enter the name of our protagonist, and as the prompt tells you, you do this in Japanese order, last name first, then first name. Now, the protagonist of this game, they actually have two canon names. The one that was used in the Persona 3 manga, and the one that most fans tend to accept, and yes, there can be very violent fandom wars over the character's canon name, is Minato Arisato. That is, I actually said that in the wrong order, because I said that in Western name order, but, yeah. In the Persona 3 movies, though, the protagonist was given the name Makoto Yuki, and that's interesting because that also happens to be the Japanese name of Jacques Portsman from Ace Attorney Investigations. But for us, neither of these two names apply, because just like Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening, whoever the main character of this game was, he's been displaced in history, and his position has been taken up by none other than the descendant of the great cannon warper Mary Sue. Being the son of Crom, his last name is Gillis. And his first name, the one that people dare not speak, for its very mention brings canon to ruin. It is... Gary Stu. And by signing this contract, Gary Stu may have just sealed the fate of this world. Yes, we will proceed.
No one can escape time. It delivers us all to the same end. You can't plug your ears and cover your eyes. And so it begins.
Who's there?
Takeba, wait! I didn't think you'd arrive so late.
And I didn't think you'd sound like Muriel, or look like her for that matter. It's April 7th, late at night, and in 2 days, apparently something happens, according to that interface.
My name is Mitsuru Kirijo. I'm one of the students who live in the storm.
Oh right, so your name isn't Redhead. That'd be a pretty embarrassing name.
Who's he?
He's a transfer student. It was a last-minute decision to assign him here.
Well, it was a last-minute decision by reality, too. Yeah, someone else was meant to be the transfer student, but they seem to have been erased from history.
He'll eventually be moved to a room in the boys' dorm.
Of course, at this point, Gary Stu's thinking, please put me in the girls' dorm, please put me in the girls' dorm.
Is it okay for him to be here?
Well, seeing as you almost pulled a gun on him when he arrived, I take it you assume that it's not okay for him to be here.
I guess we'll see. This is Yukari Takeba.
Oh, and of course, her name isn't Brunette.
She'll be a junior this spring, just like you.
So, these people all seem to be juniors in high school, except for Mitsuru Kirijo.
Hey.
And this is Yukari Takeba. Unfortunately, her name is liable to start gigantic raging flame wars in this game's fandom, because much like Sumiya in Awakening, she is absolutely violently hated by a large faction, mainly for shipping reasons. I personally like her. I will admit that in the answer, there are reasons to not like her as much, but this is the journey, and in the journey, she's a perfectly nice person. And so, I'm going to be defending her through most of this game, as a heads up. So, we have some dialogue options here. Nice to meet you. Is this the girls' dorm? Yeah, of course, that's what you're thinking, Gary Sue, aren't you? You're thinking of potential waifus you can steal. But really, I feel like at the moment, this should be the question on everyone's mind.
Huh? Well, it's sorta like a hobby.
That is very unnerving.
Well, not a hobby, but...
You know how it is these days. It's for self-defense. It's not a real gun, of course.
Wait a minute. That just poses further questions. I don't think that guns are legal for self-defense in Japan, and if it's not a real gun, then why are you keeping it for self-defense? Wouldn't you be better off with just a club or something?
It's getting late, so you should get some rest.
And not question the fact that someone almost pulled a gun on him, right?
Your room's on the second floor at the end of the hallway. Your things should already be there.
Oh, I'll show you the way. Follow me.
Speaking of his things, I wonder if they brought over Gary Stu's Nosferatu tomes, so he can totally break this game. Well, I guess it's time to be shown to our room. This looks like a pretty nice place, though. Let me guess, our room's the last one, isn't it? Yeah, figures it would be.
This is it. Pretty easy to remember, huh? Since it's right at the end of the hall.
Of course it would be.
Oh yeah, make sure you don't lose your key, or you'll never hear the end of it. So, any questions?
Oh, we have lots of questions! And they're mostly about that very bizarre incident that just happened. What about that very, very creepy kid? Does he live here?
What kid?
Oh, I knew it. Yep, Gary Stu, you've got yourself involved in something paranormal, haven't you? Typical.
What are you talking about? Come on, it's not funny.
That's bad.
Can I ask you something? On your way here from the station, was everything okay?
Wonder what she means by that.
You know what I... Never mind.
I think I know what she means. You're referring to that, well... yeah, that very bizarre atmosphere that just came all over the town.
It seems like you're alright. Well, I better get going.
And it seems like being alright from that is not normal.
I'm sure you still have other questions, but let's save them for later, okay?
She definitely knows something about what's going on here.
Good night.
We're gonna have to get the truth out of her later. And it's early morning.
It's Yukari. Are you awake?
And get ready to hear a lot of this music. So yeah, this music, it will get stuck in your head for ages. You will be hearing it for a very large amount of this game, trust me. It's pretty awesome though. We can be a jerk and ignore her, but let's open the door. Of course, Gary Stu's doing this with the ulterior motive of seducing her.
Good morning. Did you sleep okay? Mitsuru Senpai asked me to take you to school.
And here's another thing you need to know about this game. They use quite a lot of Japanese terminology here, so I'll try and explain this wherever I can. Senpai is an honorific that you attach to people who are of a higher year than you at school. It roughly translates to senior. If you've played Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, the originals, the senior and junior trainer class were actually called Senpai Kohai originally. Kohai means underclassman or junior. And unfortunately, the term senpai has been horrifically mangled by the Western anime community to the point where it's totally indistinguishable from what it's really meant to mean. Sometimes I really hate it when that happens.
It's getting late, so...
Just bear in mind that senpai is not a synonym for love interest.
Are you ready to go?
Well, it kind of is in this game because every female character is a love interest. But anyway.
Okay, then let's go.
I should mention that none of the options you're answering here have any effect on your relationships with these characters yet, so don't worry about making wrong or right choices at this point in the game.
So, that's it. See? There it is. Morning, good morning. Well, this is it. We're here. Welcome to Gekukan High School. Hope you like it.
Gekukan roughly translates to Moonlight High School. And if you've been paying attention to the interface, you'll know that might be significant.
You're okay from here, right?
Well, we've never been in this school before, but, I guess we should be.
You should go see your homeroom teacher first. The faculty office is right there to the left.
I was about to say we have no idea where our homeroom teacher is, but she was helpful and helped us.
And that concludes the tour. Do you have any questions before I go?
Well, that wasn't very much of a tour, so I'm going to give a better tour. Hey, baby, which class are you in? Shut up, Gary Stu!
Me? I don't know. I haven't looked at the classroom assignments yet. Hey, about last night, don't tell anyone what you saw, okay? See you later.
Everyone's just acting really suspiciously, aren't they? But I guess, it's time for Gary Stu's first day of school. So, what do you do on your first day of school? Well, the bulletin board seems like a good thing to check since many people are standing in front of it. Let's check the bulletin board. Class rosters are posted. You can't find your name. Well, of course they wouldn't have his name on this yet because the very mention of his name could destroy reality, but let's keep looking. Someone's added a small note. Gary Stu Yillis, Class F. These students have portraits. Well, looks like he's in our class then. But she isn't, much to Gary Stu's disappointments. So yeah, this being our first day of school, and it being an RPG, we basically need to talk to everyone. You know, I always hate it when I get asked for directions when I'm in an area that I'm unfamiliar with. Wow. I know that feeling, trust me. You actually have a portrait, none of the others did. I wonder if that means you'll be important. Looks like somebody wanted a different teacher. You should select the keep looking option, that generally works. Oh yeah, the woman with set squares and things like that, yeah, it took you a while to realize she was a teacher. No, really? Well, I think we know what she teaches, and I think we know that she seems to only teach one thing and have absolutely no experience with any other subject. What are these things? 2 in harmony surpasses 1 in perfection. Huh, I wonder if that's going to be a major theme of this game. We can actually check out the school shop here, and we actually have a little bit of spending money, 3,000 yen. But at this point, it is really vital that you don't buy anything. Trust me on this. If you're going for a max social link run, money is very tight. You might want to remember that the book cover is sold here, though. May make a girl happy. That's going to be important once we actually start social linking. Now, the faculty office, I believe, is that way, but let's actually go... Let's get railroaded. So obviously we have to go to the faculty office. Yeah, they're going to be doing some RPG railroading until we go exactly where we want them to. Here are the men's rooms. We don't have any reason to enter at the moment. Here's the women's room. We don't even have the option to enter it, much to Gary Stu's annoyance. Oh dear, I think an exchange student is getting trolled. Yeah, this kind of has a tendency to happen. Poor new students. I got trolled quite a bit when I was a new student in my high school. And you also have a portrait. And you're lost. Well, this is the library, but we're told we should go to the office. This is the emergency exit, which is locked. This is the school nurse's office. Remember this place. Make a mental note of it right now, because this place is going to be very, very important in this Max Social Links run. So remember, nurse's office, end of this hall. This is the faculty office, and if we keep going down, you'll find... exam results are posted here. This is also going to be kind of important later, not too important though. This is also the faculty office, so let's go in. Well, it's not like we can really explore anywhere else in this school.
Oh, are you the new student? 11th grade, correct?
And you'll also notice that this game bypasses saying the character's name in voice acting, because if it did, the universe would implode.
Wow, you've lived in a lot of different places.
Tell me about it. A third unknown future from the other children, Yillis, the future of despair, countless other outrealms. In fact, I heard a rumor that Gary Stu once slaughtered the population of a world of monsters.
Let's see. In 1999, that was what, 10 years ago? Your parents... I'm sorry. I've been so busy I didn't have time to read this beforehand.
You probably shouldn't. Gary Stu's history is liable to make your brain implode from how incredibly ridiculous it is. Also, don't mention Gary Stu's parents.
I'm Miss Toriumi. I teach composition. Welcome to our school.
Well, we know she's our teacher because that guy who's also in our class said that Miss Toriumi is the teacher of Class F. Of course, Gary Stu's thinking, nice to meet you, potential waifu.
Wow, such enthusiasm.
Oh, you have no idea.
Have you seen the classroom assignments? You're in 2F. That's my class.
At this point, I think it's possible for you to not have checked that, so it's good to know this.
But first, we need to go to the auditorium. The welcoming ceremony will be starting soon.
Oh, right, we've got to sit through a boring ceremony before we get to explore the
Follow
school.
me.
Of course. Well, let's head on there then. Wonder if Gary Stu's got any sleep-curing items with him.
As you begin the new school year,
I dread this already.
I'd like each of you to remember the proverb, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well.
And I'd also like you to remember the proverb, if a speech is worth giving, it's worth not making it incredibly boring.
When applied to student life, this means
Blah blah blah, boring speech, blah 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 blah.
Hey. You came to school with Yukari this morning, right?
Oh yeah, he did.
I saw you two walking together. Hey, I have a question. Do you know if she has a boyfriend?
Gary Stu sees an opportunity to do some sabotage here.
Man, I knew it. I mean, why wouldn't she? Wait, how well do you know her?
Well, of course I know her boyfriend. He's me. Shut up, Gary Stu.
I hear talking. I believe it's someone in Ms. Toriyumi's class.
Shh, be quiet. You're going to get me in trouble.
And thus everyone starts talking. Typical school day, I guess. But the typical school day's over, as it is now after school. Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Dude? How's it going?
Who are you and what do you want?
Me? I'm Junpei Iori. Nice to meet you.
This is Junpei Iori. He is my favorite RPG character of all time. But you're not gonna know why until much later in the game. Let's just say that he is one of the most developed characters I have ever seen by far.
I transferred here when I was in 8th grade. I know how tough it is being the new kid. So wanted to say, hey, see what a nice guy I am? Hey, it's Yucatan.
Well, he seems to know her pretty well if he has a nickname for her. Weirdly enough, despite this nickname looking very Japanese, it was actually a different nickname in the Japanese version.
I didn't think we'd be in the same class again.
They've been in the same class again before.
At it again, huh? I swear you'll talk to anyone if they'll listen.
Well, she doesn't seem too excited to be in his class again.
Did you ever think you might be bothering someone?
What? But I was just being friendly.
If you say so. Anyway, looks like we're in the same homeroom.
Gary Stu immediately goes, yes! You know what? 3 characters with names and portraits and voice acting all in the same homeroom. It must be fate.
Fate? Yeah, right. Still, I'm a little surprised.
My head immediately went, fate? Yeah, right. That's not being released until February.
Hello? Are you forgetting that I'm in this class too?
Never forget that Junpei is in this class because he is amazing.
By the way, I heard you two came to school together this morning.
Rumors travel pretty fast.
What's up with that? Come on, give me the dirt.
What are you talking about?
Yukara, you haven't realized the entire school is, Oh, yeah, just a warning, Gary Stu may have told everyone that he was your boyfriend.
We live in the same dorm. There's nothing going on, okay?
Oh, admitting to living together is going to make this a whole lot better.
Why are people even talking about it? Now you have me worried.
Trust me, you haven't heard what Gary Stu was saying. You'd be even more worried if you knew the specifics.
Hey, you didn't say anything to anyone about you know what, did you?
And that's gonna totally not cause misunderstandings. Maybe try and word your sentences a little bit better next time.
Don't tell me you forgot already. Seriously, don't say anything about last night, alright?
Wow. Really word your sentences better. Yeah, that's pretty much the normal reaction.
What?
Last night?
Wait a minute! Don't get the wrong idea!
Oh, I think everyone in the school's got the wrong idea by now.
Listen! I just met him yesterday, and there's absolutely nothing between us.
Oh, great. Now everyone in the school's gonna think you're a tsundere.
Jeez.
Even though you kind of are already.
I've got to go. I've got something to take care of for the archery team. But you better not start any rumors.
I'm sorry, Garisu's already started rumors. I can't control it now. At least we know she's on the school archery team, which is pretty cool.
Who cares? No one takes rumors seriously anyway.
This is actually kind of funny if you played Persona 2, which has an entire plot point about rumors becoming real.
She's so paranoid. But hey, it's your first day here and people are already talking about you.
He must be a main character, or a Mary Sue, or both in this case.
Believe it or not, she's actually pretty popular. You the man! This is gonna be a fun year. I can feel it.
I can definitely feel it too. Got a feeling this is gonna be a very fun year. Looks like there's a couple of teachers talking. I wonder if that other teacher's the one that portrait guy had a crush on. Huh. Speaking of crushes, look at that guy with those two girls in the background. Gary Stu wishes he was that guy. It's spring now. Yeah, Japan's northern hemisphere, so where I am, the seasons are reversed. Huh. A sign-in sheet on the counter. That's our save point. Now, in the PSP version, there's also a save point at your desk at school, but in this version, there is only one save point. Oh, and we get one little voice-acted line of dialogue from our roommates here when we get back. Hey Mitsuru, how's it going? Yeah, at the moment we really can't do anything except go to bed. He's still spreading rumors that he's your boyfriend. What are you doing? Everyone seems to think that we should go to bed early tonight. Let's see what's on TV. It's a trend that just might spread all over town. Our next story is about the cherry blossoms. It's springtime and they're all over town now. The blossoms this year are a little late compared to the other years, but they'll be at their peak this week. Huh, so the blossoms have the aptitude skill. Interesting. But I think now that we've finished our first day of school, I think now will be a good place to save. Junpei's right though, this is going to be a fun year. It will be filled with hard times and maybe a few tragedies along the way. But we're going to have fun. I know we are. Well, Gary Stu certainly wants to have fun, but let's just hope he doesn't have too much fun.